Welcome back to Tyler's Tailgate Talk, back for episode 4, week 4 of college football season. I, of course, am Tyler, joined by Max in the corner over there. Max, say hello to the people once again.
Hello, people. How we doing?
Hope everybody is well. Exciting week in college football last week, actually.
Yeah.
A ton of ranked teams went down. None of the top 10 teams fell, but there were a few games that were pretty down to the wire. The Alabama-Florida game obviously was came down to the last play. Alabama pulled one out 31-29, so a close one there. Oklahoma struggled against Nebraska. The offense just didn't click at all. They only pulled that one out 23-16. And then Clemson's offensive struggles just continued to derail them. They only, going up against Georgia Tech, they only won 14-8. So not very attractive performances from the nation's top teams. But I guess they're going to hope to turn things around this week. But without further ado, let's get to some headlines.
Should we address your locks from last week first?
We'll get there.
Okay, we'll get there.
We'll introduce the this week's locks by telling everybody how awful I did last week. Yeah. Some headlines from this week. By the way, my game of the week last week, Cincinnati and Indiana, did not disappoint at all.
That was a good game. That was a good game.
Great game. Cincinnati won. Playoff hope still alive. With all these teams going down early, could open the door for Cincinnati to sneak in there. So never know. Just got to win out. That's what it's all about.
I would like to say quick. I think so. When Evan and I first started doing our podcast, and he started talking UFC, and I would just listen to it every week. I would just start watching.
Yeah,
I think the same thing has kind of started to happen with college football. Like we're on our third or fourth week here, and like I've watched multiple games this season, whereas usually I only watch bowl games.
Yeah, exactly. The more you get invested in it, and the more you just hear about it, and you're like, oh, I kind of want to watch this now. I kind of want to. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah, like I know the implications now of like each game, and
every game matters.
Yeah.
Some weird headlines this week. This was probably my favorite one. I'll just start off with it. Lane Kiffin is the head football coach at Ole Miss, and he has an Instagram account, just like a lot of other people, but he only follows one person. And that one person is high school quarterback Arch Manning, nephew of Eli and Peyton.
Did you hear what Peyton and Eli said? They said he's going to be the best Manning.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous because think about that. That's a family, 4 Super Bowls combined, multiple appearances. Like, woo.
Yeah. And then, Archie was no slump himself. So, yeah, it's a big something to live up to, the Manning name. He has the highest rated Manning coming out of high school, which is saying a lot, being that his uncles are Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. So
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin definitely trying to recruit hard for him, make him feel special with that one Instagram follower.
That's pretty funny. Shoot your shot.
It's weird.
It is a little weird.
Let's see. College Football Playoff Board. This is a big one. College Football Playoff Board decided that they were going to postpone the voting that was supposed to happen next week. Next week, they were supposed to vote on whether or not to have a 12-team playoff or not. They're pushing that back indefinitely. They don't know when they're going to reschedule it to. I think one of the board members basically said, we have as much time as we possibly need. Like, there's no timetable here. Like, if we want to have a 12-team playoff for 2024, then we've got a few weeks to decide. If we want to play off for 2026, then we've got a few years. So they seem to be in no rush. We're probably going to have the 4-team playoff. They're at the current format for the next 5 or so years or so, which kind of sucks, but got to do what you got to do. This is another good one. Following Georgia's ass whooping of South Carolina, in a post-game press conference, South Carolina's head coach Shane Beamer, some reporter asked him what they could have done better running the football, and he basically said, or he literally said, Georgia's literally got 100 5-star recruits on their defensive line, and you expect me to run the football up against them. Now, obviously, they don't have 100 5-star recruits on the defensive line, but kind of funny that he said that.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty true. Georgia has a ton of 5-star talent, so and probably the best defense in the country. But
I mean, if not defense, like one of the best defensive lines. You know what I mean? Like they're just tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah.
You can put Clemson up there, but Georgia's defensive line is something else, and South Carolina really struggled last week against Georgia. A game that brought me a lot of happiness last week, but we'll get to that when we get to our locks for this week. We'll get to that in a little bit. And finally, the last headline, USC's head coach has named Keaton Slavis as their new starting quarterback. He was the starting quarterback for week 1 and 2, got benched in week 3 after he had a neck injury, and then freshman quarterback Jackson Dart actually took over. What a name that is, by the way. Jackson Dart.
He better throw darts. Apparently
he did not.
It's a tough name to live up to.
Yeah, it didn't serve him very well last week. Jackson Dart sustained a knee injury the other day in practice, so now Keaton Slavis is back in there starting quarterback. So just a revolving door at the quarterback position for USC. And in addition to their revolving door at
head coach. I was just about to say that. Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on out there. All right, that'll take us to our Tyler's Tailgate locks of the week.
Let's go. Tyler's Tailgate locks.
Now, last week didn't go well, and I put it out there. I said that it was not going to go well.
And you told everyone, don't take my picks after every pick.
If you bet against it, if you had bet against my picks last week, you would have been doing really well. My picks last week, I took the over on Oklahoma and Nebraska. That hit the under by a mile. I don't even think it hit half of the over. The one lock that we did hit last week was the South Carolina and Georgia game. I told you made me very happy. We did hit the over of 47 there with a total score of 53. And then we obviously lost the Auburn and Penn State Auburn spread there because Penn State won by 8. So 1 and 2 last week. We're gonna look to do better. Didn't get an offer, which is good.
You got one.
We did get one, which is one more than I thought we were gonna get. So hopefully we're on the winning side of things this week.
Hey, it starts with one.
You just got to get 1, and then you get 2, you get 3. Just goes from there. All right, this week we're going back to Georgia because they served me well last week. Georgia's taking on Vanderbilt, and Georgia's favored by 35.5 points. I'm going to take Georgia, hammer Georgia in that one.
Wait, with 35.5 points?
35.5 points. They are going to obliterate Vanderbilt.
What if they don't score 35 points?
Well, then they fail.
Yeah, I guess. Wow, that's a big line.
If the line, honestly, this is me in complete honesty. If the line was 55 points, I'd probably still take Georgia.
That's just dumb though, because like no team scoring 60 points, and then you got to expect the other team to get shut out.
It's Vanderbilt, and they're so bad, it's laughable.
Hey, some good talents come out of there.
Not really.
Wait. I'm pretty sure there's a Pats player from Vandy.
Probably not.
I'm looking it up because I'm almost positive.
Okay. I'm going to be very surprised if there is. Probably maybe Vanderbilt lacrosse turned Patriots football.
Nope. Jawan Williams. Knew it. Cornerback for the New England Patriots. He was a cornerback at Vandy.
All right. So one significant player has ever come out of Vanderbilt.
Well, maybe more, but just to the Patriots.
Yeah.
He's like a big, tall, all over the place corner. He could play like safety too a little bit. Sorry, we're on a tangent.
Vanderbilt doesn't have him this week, unfortunately for them. So I'm taking Georgia minus 35.5.
There you go.
Second lock of the week, West Virginia taking on number 4 Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's going to rebound on their offensive struggles. I'm going to go with the over-under on this game, which is 55.5. I'm taking the over. West Virginia is a good team. I think they're going to give Oklahoma a fight. I think Oklahoma is going to have to outscore West Virginia the good old Big 12 way. So I think this will end up being a shootout if it's close. If not, Oklahoma is going to run away with it and easily put up. These teams are easily going to combine for over 55 points. Third lock of the week. This is the one I'm kind of iffy on. Number 12, Notre Dame, taking on number 18, Wisconsin. Now, in the AP poll, like the rankings, Notre Dame is obviously 12 and Wisconsin's 18, so that would make Wisconsin the underdog. But Wisconsin's favored by 6.5 points, which makes me think that Notre Dame might cover that 6.5 because they are higher ranked. I'm going to go off that because I'm terrible at sports betting. So I'm going to hammer Notre Dame plus 6.5 against Wisconsin. I think they're going to rebound off of a struggle win last week, and hopefully get into that top 10 ranking.
And hopefully they avoid execution.
Yeah, that could happen though. I mean, at locker, like Brian Kelly has been clearly very adamant about execution. So
yeah.
Don't
you have a shirt? The Brian Kelly execution shirt?
I do actually. It's funny you mentioned that. You can go if you look in the description down below. Max is going to be very sweet in including. You can find my link tree, which in my link tree at the top of the link tree is the shop, Tailgate shop. So you can go shop Brian Kelly's execution shirts, Ed Orgeron Sissy Blue shirts. You can rep the podcast. We got a ton of stuff on there coming, new stuff coming out every week. So thanks for the plug, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Final lock of the week. Nebraska is taking on number 20 Michigan State. Michigan State is favored by 5 points. I think that's way too low. I think they're going to easily win this game by 10 plus. So, sorry.
You're good.
I'm going to hammer Michigan State in this game -5. And that's not enough. You got to give Michigan State a lot more credit than that. But it'll be interesting because obviously my track record shows so far. So if I do get these wrong, we're going to have a very entertaining week 4 of the college football season.
Yeah. What are you, 1-3?
1-2.
1-2. That's not that bad.
No.
I
thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be 0-3.
Yeah, 1-2 isn't too bad.
I did luck out. The over always helps.
Yeah.
Never bet the under. For anybody who is actually sports betting, if you do and you have a gambling addiction, 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah. But for anyone who does bet on sports, never bet on the under. Absolutely never do it.
I don't
Because
know. There's some people who will swear by disagreeing with you on that.
yeah, but then first of all, it's not fun.
Oh
Because
no, it's totally not. You're rooting for bad football.
you're rooting for bad football or
Yeah.
baseball or whatever sport it
Yeah.
is. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's really all you need. I mean, why would you not want to root for more scores and all that? And I mean,
Some people like defense.
listen, defense wins championships. Offense wins betting.
True. I mean, the Chicago Bears been some good betters in the past, not recently, but
True.
I did actually have a game I wanted to ask you about. Were you going to talk about the Rutgers game this weekend?
No,
Okay.
but we can.
I think they're playing Michigan, right?
Yeah, they are playing Michigan.
And Michigan sucks this year again, right?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Like they're 3-0, but obviously they haven't really played anybody significant yet, and their 3 wins haven't really been very convincing. So, which when I was putting together my upsets for the week or my locks for the week, I was looking at that game. But I think the spread was just a bit too much, and it just I don't know if it was me just being scared of actually like saying that
Yeah.
Rutgers was going to win and then having them lose because I said it. But yeah, Michigan's favored by 20 points, which is a lot.
Jeez. Also, did you see that shit that happened with Rutgers this week?
No.
2 players got arrested and suspended for drive-by paintball shooting. I swear to God, no, I'm not making this up. I read it this morning when I woke up at like 8:20. I rolled over and read this article, and it's like a defensive back and an offensive player have been suspended immediately from the Rutgers football team. They've also been arrested and taken into custody for shooting paintballs at other students. And like they were in a car and like drove by and just shot their paintball guns. And Shiano said he wouldn't comment on it, but that they're both suspended.
That sucks.
And dude, one of them was like a good corner. Players suspended. Max Melton and Chris Long. I think
obviously not the Chris Long.
No, the Chris Long is a beast.
Yeah. Wow.
Melton is like Max Melton is like one of their better cornerbacks.
That's Bo's brother.
Yeah.
Bo Melton.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Wow. He has 2 picks this year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's Bo's brother, because I remember I watched something where they came up through high school, and like every single day in practice it was Bo versus, what was his name?
Max,
yeah. Bo versus Max, wide receiver versus corner, like every single day in practice, and it was insane.
He's got a good name.
It is a good name.
Yeah.
I like it. So I guess Rutgers is not going to win now that they don't have Max Melton.
I don't know. I hope Rutgers wins.
I hope they do too. I mean, New Jersey football sucked for a really long time, and it'd be nice if they got some attention. Just because high school football in New Jersey is like, it's like up there with like California, Texas, Ohio.
It's taken seriously, yeah.
Yeah, it's like top 5. I mean, I guess you could throw Florida in there too.
Yeah, Florida has some good football.
And it just sucks because the only like Division I school is Rutgers.
Rutgers. Yeah.
And no offense to Rutgers or anything, but people from New Jersey tend to not want to go to Rutgers just because it's Rutgers. It just has a reputation. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
anyway,
Shout out RU though.
yes. God, where was it? Upset watch for this week. That's right. We are going to talk some upsets because if last week told us anything, it told us that anything can happen in college football. And this week, I'm expecting an exciting week. First off, look for Notre Dame over Wisconsin. I talked about it before. Technically an upset, technically not an upset because they're ranked higher, but they're favored to lose. So I'm not really sure if that's an upset or not, but Notre Dame over Wisconsin. Let's just go with it. Say that would be an upset because of Vegas says so. And we like listening to Vegas. Another upset that this is the number one upset that I think could happen. The Baylor Bears taking on number 14 ranked Iowa State. Iowa State's really struggled to put up points the past few weeks. I discount last week's game against UNLV because UNLV is terrible. Baylor, again, hasn't really played anybody, but their defense has looked stellar. I think they've only allowed like 20 total points through like 3 weeks, which is pretty good. So that should definitely be a fun game to watch. Arkansas and Texas A&M is going to be a good one too. Arkansas coming in ranked 16th, Texas A&M coming in ranked 7. Arkansas's KJ Jefferson, Traylon Burks, they've been really good together, quarterback wide receiver duo. So Arkansas is they've got the SEC gauntlet coming up in front of them. Max, I'm not sure if you saw what I posted on the pod Instagram yesterday, but Arkansas football is like, they got Texas A&M this week, and then they got like Ole Miss, who's insane this year because of Matt Corral, and then they've got Georgia, and then they've got Florida, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. And then fast forward like 3 weeks, they've got Alabama. So
yeah, geez, that's a tough schedule.
F's in the chat for Arkansas. But I do think that Arkansas has a really good chance to pull off a win this week over Texas A&M. I'm just really liking their team so far. So if they want to make a New Year's Six bowl, probably not going to make the playoffs because they do have to get past Alabama to do that. But if they want to make a New Year's Six bowl, this would be the first step in doing so. Another upset that I'm looking forward to, NC State is taking on Clemson. Now call me crazy.
Crazy.
Okay, thank you. Clemson's offense is terrible. I think we all know that. They put up 14 points on Georgia Tech last week, which is not that good, especially for Clemson. Usually you want to put up like 60 or 70 points on Georgia Tech. But just feels like one of those games where Clemson's kind of vulnerable. Like they're kind of just going through some shit. And NC State's had a couple of good games here and there these past few weeks. Yeah, NC State's, they've put together some good games these past few weeks. And yeah, Clemson's just kind of surviving in the top 10 there. So I think that this could be just a perfect like storm for NC State to just steal a win over Clemson. Just a historic win it would be. It's not going to be a shootout because Clemson's offense is terrible, and if they do just so happen to click, I don't think NC State's going to be able to keep up. I think if NC State wants to win this game, the defense has to step up, and it's going to have to be a low-scoring game, one of those games where game-winning field goal is the deciding factor. That's just what it's going to have to be for NC State. My last upset that I could see happening, Georgia Tech. I mentioned them before. Coming off a good game against Clemson, a loss, but a good game. Taking on UNC, who has struggled this year. North Carolina kind of finding their footing with Sam Howell at quarterback. They had a rough start, obviously, against Virginia Tech, like we all remember. But they've put it together the past few weeks. I think Georgia Tech has a really good chance to knock off UNC after seeing what they did last week to Clemson. So don't sleep on the Yellow Jackets there. Another good game to watch. I'm not going to call it an upset, but I'm just going to go on record with saying this. Ohio State's taking on Akron. Ohio State has not played very well the past few weeks. Ohio State's also favored by 49.5 points. Yeah, 49.5 points.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Do you think Ohio State can score 50 points?
No.
Then hammer that.
But then again, they could, because it is Akron.
No, but think about it. Like, if you seriously don't believe that Ohio State could score 50 points, even if you think Akron can score 0, you're still probably going to win that bet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck
That's
it.
crazy. Are you adding it to the locks?
Yeah, I'm going to add it to the locks. Akron plus 49.5 against Ohio State.
I love it.
Oh, that's scary. You're going to ruin my percentage here.
I hope
You're
it
going to
hits.
give me a win. You're going
I
to
hope
give me a
it
win
hits.
that I didn't ask for. No, this could. Listen, I'm going to go on record saying this. Akron's going to win this football game. Because if they do, I'm going to look like a genius. This show is going to get a million times the amount of views. So I just feel that I have the duty to say that somewhere in my wherever I dug that Virginia Tech upset earlier on the season out from, I'm going to pull out an Akron upset right here, pulling off the upset over Ohio State. So hopefully that would be nice to see the Zips win a football game. But that brings us to my game of the week. One of the segments that I actually take pride in because it's actually worked out for me. These games have really never disappointed. So I like to say that in this case, you can actually listen to me and definitely tune into this game because it's going to be a good game. This week, my game of the week, number 16 ranked Arkansas. Talked about it before. Arkansas taking on number 7 Texas A&M. Arkansas's got everything going for them, undefeated. They played really well. Texas A&M's kind of struggled. They've kind of fallen back a little bit from what they were last year. Arkansas's got really nothing to lose because they're not gonna win out. It's not like they're playing for a playoff spot. It's not like they're really playing for the SEC either because they're in the SEC West. So Alabama's going to win the SEC West anyway. So they really have nothing to lose. So a game here against Texas A&M, it's going to be a great game. I'm telling you now. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tune in.
I'll tune
in.
I'm definitely going to.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the game's at night. Never mind. Because I'll be at the Alabama game, but oh well. I'll be score checking on my phone. But yeah, that'll do it this week for Tyler's Tailgate Talk. Max, thank you again for hopping on and joining the pod.
Of course.
Go buy the merch, please.
It's sick.
It's sick.
Go check
I
it
worked
out.
hard on it. Kind of not really, but it looks
No,
really
he did.
cool.
He did.
Yeah, it looks cool. And
He's
it's
just
cheap.
humble.
It's
Yeah.
cheap.
It's $20.
$20.
$20.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Nothing.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll do it for this week. Have fun on Saturday. Just sit on the couch, have a few drinks, a few sodas, I mean. Relax and watch some college football and go Razorbacks. Signing out. Adios.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the rest of our channel and subscribe. Make sure to follow our Instagram and maybe consider subscribing on Patreon for our bonus content. You can only find it there. I promise it will be well worth it. Thanks.